Parts of the Florida Keys, the low-lying islands which bore the brunt of Hurricane Irma when the Category 4 storm struck on Sunday, are to reopen. Entry is being restricted to residents and business owners as work continues to clear roads and check the state of bridges linking the islands. Some 60% of homes in the state are still without power. Irma, which has since rapidly weakened, is being linked to 10 deaths in the United States. 6 people died in Florida, 3 in Georgia and 1 in South Carolina. The storm also left a trail of destruction in the Caribbean, where at least 37 people were killed. French President Emmanuel Macron has arrived to see the storm damage for himself, while the UK's Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson, is heading to the British Virgin Islands. Both France and Britain have been criticized for not I have seen proper war as well as natural disasters before, but I've never seen anything like this. Everywhere you look there's devastation, you see the collapse, he added. Florida Governor Rick Scott used the same word, devastation, after flying over the Keys on Monday. I just hope everybody survived, he said. It's horrible what we saw. Especially for the Keys, it's going to be a long road. We saw a lot of boats washed ashore and we saw basically, any trailer park there overturned. Thousands of people are believed to have ignored calls to evacuate last week, and clung on in the dangerously exposed islands during the storm. However, Governor Scott added, I didn't see the damage I thought I would see. Storm surges had turned out to be not as bad as we thought, he said. Teams are still working to clear Highway 1, the road connecting most of the inhabited islands, and bridge inspections are continuing. People with authorization are being allowed into the towns of Key Largo, Tavernier and Isla Morada from 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock GMT, the authorities in Monroe County said. They were warned that services on the islands were limited, most areas were still without power and water, mobile phone signals were patchy and most petrol stations were still closed. The U.S. aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln has arrived off Florida and other Navy ships are due in the area on Tuesday to help distribute food to the Keys and evacuate residents. Other parts of the state escaped the storm lightly compared to the Caribbean islands. The storm surge flooding in Miami is a mere fraction of what would have happened if the core of the storm had been further east, Rick Knabb, former director of the National Hurricane Center, said in a tweet. Miami's mayor, Carlos Gimenez, was relieved the damage was no worse. We were spared the brunt of this storm, he said. We came out much better than other parts of the state and we have to thank God for that. Returning to her home in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood, evacuee Melita Hernandez, 67, found her home split down the middle by a tree. I wanted to cry, but this is what it is, this is life, she told Reuters news agency. President Donald Trump has released emergency federal aid for Florida, describing the hurricane as a big monster. The storm was downgraded as it moved north towards Atlanta, Georgia, with maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. 56 kilometers per hour, recorded, the National Hurricane Center, NHC, said in a statement. Irma has been the most powerful Atlantic storm in a decade, and caused widespread destruction on several Caribbean islands. Another hurricane, Jose, has been weakening over the western Atlantic, with swells due to affect parts of Hispaniola, the island split into Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, and the Turks and Caicos Islands, later this week. What do you think about this news? Scroll down and comment. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Goodbye and see you again.